we're building Undertale in Minecraft on a giant scale. Last episode, we worked on some of the Hotland cliffs, and today we're going to be staying in Hotland, except more specifically, we're going all the way up to 4.3 to work on the Metaton area. You know, the area where he does the whole singing thing. You know what I'm talking about. Now, there are some things we have to take into account when building this room. If you look at the image of the room on screen, it's actually a really purpley blue palette, which the only block that's really like that is these terracottas, which, you know, last I checked, they're not very good for building houses, or really anything. So in order to build this room, we're gonna have to figure out a good palette. One that keeps the original vibe of the game, while also, you know, not looking horrendous. Now, in the game, it's actually kind of like a stage set, you know, the buildings at the front aren't like really real buildings, aside from the prop that Mettatons in. It's kind of like a cardboard cutout, but it's just been put on for the effect, hence the stage lights and seats and everything. But that's a very boring thing to make, so we're just gonna do the very normal and not insane thing, and make a whole cave with a village behind it. And for the cave walls, I'm planning to make this sort of gradient from deep slate to the stone. I really want to have a lot of vines lighting up the cave behind and making a really cozy atmosphere. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked with deep slate in the past, but if you want to add leaves to this thing, it doesn't look very great compared to stone. So for the cave, if I want to have vines on the roof, we're gonna have to make a gradient. Which, I mean, there is a teaser over there because I am recording this in the future. So, yeah, there's something like that. It's fine, you'll find out what's inside later. And for the houses at the front, we're going to be using things like mud and, you know, deep slate. Reason for this is because in the game, the houses are very dark. And I want to keep that similar vibe. And the only dark blocks we have is deep slate. And honestly, deep slate's quite nice to work with when it comes to builds. I'm going to be taking some inspiration from my own build here, and hopefully doing something like that for the buildings. So with our palette figured out, and the plan to make an actual cave instead of, you know, some props on a stage, how about we start the time-lapse? 3, 2, 1. And finishing our first time-lapse of the day, we have 2 pretty neat looking houses, if I do say so myself, and an extremely funky looking cave. Not entirely the direction I was going for the design, but I really like how the texturing came out. It's not just a harsh cut from black stone to stone, nor is it just a, you know, one line to the next. It's got some bits that crawl up into the ceiling, you know, there's little bits that are like edging up into the tops of the roof, while still maintaining enough room to detail. And we've got these little platforms for the houses on top. Now, one little fact about while I was building this, don't tell anyone else, but as I was building the details, because I don't normally detail as I'm building, I forgot which order the gradient was meant to go. So the bit down here has the coral and then the tuff, then the deep slate, and this part has Deep Slate, Tough, and wait. No, that's right. Wait. You know what? Ignore me. I forgot I did fix it afterwards. So I'm now just making myself look even dumber. So yeah, let's move on. And last but not least, we can't forget these houses. The wonderful, really weird looking houses. This one's like kind of attached to the roof because I didn't have a roof built. And I thought it would be a really nice detail, because in Undertale, you don't see the top of the house, if there even is one, so I thought it would be really neat if I just attached it to the cave. This entire shape, these two houses is just an entire creative liberty on our part, because, you know, there's hardly even houses in the actual game, but, you know, these look much nicer than cardboard cutouts, and it's a nice bridge between here and the actual village that's going to be behind it. I'm really glad I took this approach. Also, I did something in between this that I want to show you real quick. Now, as most of you are aware, Undertale has steam vents in Hotland that you're meant to jump on. Oh, what is this? But yeah, Undertale has steam vents that you get flung about, and there wasn't really a good way of doing this with the limited room that we had for slime blocks, so I did a cheeky little command for the fun of it, and now we get some pretty cool steam vents going. Yeah, so they kind of function. Anyway, back to the Metaton area. Squid did help me finish the other part of the room in here, right next to it. I'm not going in the room behind me because I actually built all the details and stuff already, and I'm recording this in the future, so we're just gonna ignore that. You know, this cave has been done. Not something I planned to do today, but really neat, especially with the little bits of water and stuff, you know. But yeah, how about we actually do some things and build the other houses that are meant to be in the cave? I'm gonna stop wasting your time and jump to the next time lapse. Okay, forget the time lapse. We have to pause for a sec. So while I've been building this area, I was actually streaming a lot of it, and it was meant to be just a chill, you know, building some houses stream, you know, just so I can get some footage for the time lapse, and it'll all be nice, and by the end of it we'd have a nice little village. That didn't happen though, because I'm not that good at the game, so I'm just gonna, if you want to know what happened, here's a quick clip. I have to build diagonal houses. Can someone feel sad? Why is this my only reference? It's my own build. I hate this. I hate this server. I hate building. I hate Minecraft. I don't like it. I hate this so much. I hate the build. We've been here for like an hour. I can't build. Are you struggling? Yes, we're struggling that bad. It's so bad, White Top. You don't understand. We're having a good time. I don't know if you can tell.
I see that you are definitely struggling a little bit.
Just a tad. So yeah, after literally nothing went well, after like 5 different designs for a single tiny house, yeah, my friend White Top actually joined and helped me out and basically saved this entire video. So I didn't get half of them time-lapsed, but yeah, she helped me build a diagonal house, helped me build that one, and overall just saved us so many pain. So, you know, huge shout out to her. If you want some cool vibes and some pretty neat Minecraft builds as well, you should probably go check out her channel, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. So now with my new enlightenment of building, how about we actually jump to building the houses, and hopefully it'll go better this time. Oh wow, would you look at that? The time-lapse went so well. We actually got some houses done that don't look terrible. Man, I'm so glad nothing went wrong. Oh wow, look at that behind me. There's 2 random houses that I didn't get footage. You wanna know what happened? So after these ones finally came together and actually looked quite good by the end of everything, I was like, I'm gonna tackle some houses on my own. So I started building, and you know, they look pretty neat. I really like the shape of them. I really like how they're coming out so far. Quick little thing, my power went out while recording them. So I lost the only houses that I just built on my own with no help whatsoever. And I have no footage of it. Yeah, I'm getting really sick to death of building houses, if you couldn't tell. I'm really just having a really bad time. I really don't want to be working on this build anymore. Please, can we just cut away to another point when I'm actually more calm? Also, we did get this house built, and I actually did get the time-lapse for it. So, how about we do what we do best, and we act like nothing is wrong. So if I stand on the sign, we look at this, we look at the wonderful houses here, and we just do a little transition into what the cave's actually like. Let's transition. Oh wow, look at that, the transition went perfectly, and look, we actually have a finished village. Wow, it's amazing how things just come together when I don't showcase everything that goes wrong, right? But yeah, look, we have a house, we have a path, we have more houses. I did have to cut it shorter, it was far too tall for the room, but they actually look great. And you know, it actually came together. And look, we've got the stars, and we've got the moon, and now for the big reveal of what it looks like without night vision. Look at the final cave. With all the glowing vines on the ceiling, the amethyst geodes lighting up the corners, all the houses having lights in them to give that little bit of atmosphere. And surprisingly, there's actually a decent amount of room to decorate in them for once. Now, if you're paying attention real close, you'll notice this moon is, you know, a lot smaller than the one in-game. You know, the one in-game actually takes up like half of that area. If you want to know my really insightful and honest answer as to why I didn't make it that big, it goes as simple as, screw that! I'm not having a giant quartz cube covering up half of the build. That's a terrible idea. I don't care if it's more accurate to the game, okay? You know, if you want a proof of concept, do you want to see what I'm talking about? Watch this. Alright guys, we're gonna make it canon to the game. It's gonna be more forward, and it's gonna be just as big. Oh wow, now isn't that much nicer? You know, now that we're accurate and truthful to the game, I can call this room complete. Nothing wrong here. It's not hideous at all. Sorry, can you tell I'm really spiteful at the fact that everything went wrong while building these houses? You got the finished product in the end, you know? In the end, we did get a pretty cool build out of it, so I'm not complaining too much. I'm just slightly annoyed. And we've also got a really neat staircase that I built. Overall, I'm really satisfied with this room. I didn't build this, and I'm not going to be dealing with this side of the cave because I got my finished product. I'm done. I'm calling it quits here. So yeah, after many difficulties, I hope you're happy with the finished product. I should probably break that square. But yeah, I hope you're happy, and I think the next video is actually going to be another waterfall video. And if we're lucky, after that, we can actually do another world download. But yeah, we've got a really neat waterfall palette coming next. So it shouldn't take months to get this next room done. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next build video, or whatever the heck I upload next.